Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for another story about another bad teacher? We've done a number of stories about drunk teachers, violent teachers, and I guess this is another situation of a violent teacher. But before we get too much into the details, let me give you guys some fair warning about my type of content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And one of my favorite sources, which is lawandcrime.com. Thank you so much for this article. So let's talk about the individual that you guys just saw on my screen. See if I can get her face back up here. Boom. A 32-year-old high school teacher in Georgia has been arrested for allegedly killing a 2-year-old child who was beaten to death nearly 3 years ago. Kiana Aisha Renee Davis was taken into custody last week and charged with 1 count of malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count of first-degree cruelty to children, and keep in mind this is a damn teacher, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of second-degree murder, and 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children in the death of young Carter Ambrose, court documents reviewed by lawandcrime.com or Law and Crime Show. Let me see if I can find the picture of this child. I don't think I did find it because I looked for it earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. GoFundMe, isn't that something? Wow, I think I found it. Boy, GoFundMe is an amazing thing. So let me see if I can get this pulled up for you guys so you can check this out for yourself. That is a beautiful baby boy. Okay, y'all give me a second here. I want y'all to take a look at this handsome little baby right here. From what I understand, this is Carter Ambrose. And there is a GoFundMe, and I found this by way of GoFundMe, so now I actually have a picture of him. In memory of Carter Ambrose and support of family. So I found the GoFundMe, and let's get that GoFundMe up here so you guys can take a look at that as well. Because you guys know how I feel about GoFundMe. I believe that we should have life insurance and lessen the use of GoFundMe, in my wonderfully humble opinion. Right? So here we go. On November, well, I guess we'll tell the story here in a minute, but here's the GoFundMe, and this has been put up by Isaac Garcia, is the organizer of this fundraiser on behalf of Kadeem Ambrose, his father. There you go. So they put it up, and they were asking for $15,000, and they collected $13,000. So they were pretty much at their goal. So there you go. There was a GoFundMe there. So let's keep going. Davis was a teacher at Seckinger High School in Gwinnett County at the time of her arrest, November the 4th. At the time of her arrest on November the 4th, though a substitute had been covering her class for nearly 2 weeks, the district said. Davis's co-defendant, Kevon Devoy Benton, let me spell that name so y'all can look it up because I wasn't able to find a picture of this dude. Kevon, K-I-Y-O-N, Kion Devoy, D-E-V-O-Y, Benton, B-E-N-T-O-N. And let me get this baby boy's picture added up here so we can have that cycle in there. Boom. And that's when she was getting arrested right there, just so y'all know. The co-defendant, Kyon Devoy Benton, which is a weird name, faces the same litany of felony charges in the child's brutal death. The duo were indicted by a grand jury on October the 18th, though it remains unclear why Davis was not arrested until November. Now, according to a copy of the criminal indictment filed in Superior Court of Houston County, Georgia, obtained by Law and Crime, prosecutors claimed that Davis and Benton, between November the 15th and November the 17th, did unlawfully, with malice aforethought, caused the death of Carter by beating said victim with an object, the exact nature of which is unknown. The duo allegedly beat Carter, causing him cruel physical pain while also lacerating the boy's liver. We have heard that term so many times. Regardless of Davis and Benton's intentions, prosecutors say that the second-degree murder charges stem from the defendants failing to seek immediate medical attention for Carter's lacerated liver. The aforementioned charges in connection with Carter's slaying were brought following a thorough investigation by Warner Robins Police Department, the Houston County Sheriff's Office, and the Houston County District Attorney's Office. The relationship between Davis and Benton and the victim were not immediately clear, nor was it clear whether authorities had been able to locate and arrest Benton. So I'm not going to even guess what the nature of their relationship is, because none of this makes any sense at all. So I don't even want to say boyfriend, girlfriend. Really don't know. Police, the sheriff's office, and the DA's office did not immediately respond to messages from Law and Crime seeking clarification and additional details in the case. Second-year high school principal Jimmy Fisher sent a letter home to students' parents regarding the situation, a copy of which was obtained. So we'll just skip that letter. Fisher added that because the news about Davis' arrest had already been spread among the student body, he wanted to reach to parents first and assure them that the students were in good hands. So let me give you guys the fair usage, and we'll give our closing thoughts. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. It'll share this video and let more people see it, and more people know about this story. So the more that we can do that, the more attention we can get on these stories.
A 15-year-old girl is dead following a shooting on Indy's northeast side. Fox 59's Jesse Wells spoke to that victim's mother today, who was hoping to see justice served.
Today, IMPD returned to this apartment complex to follow up on their investigation after a teenage girl was found dead here on Wednesday. That killing continues what has been a violent and record-tying trend for youth homicides this year. Around noon on Wednesday, police were called to this apartment complex near 42nd and Midhofer and found...
All right, small correction. Here's the video.
So much. Well, happening right now, a Metro Atlanta teacher, a former teacher behind bars, charged with murdering a 2-year-old girl. A second suspect is wanted. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens is following this story. She's joining us live outside of Seckinger High School in Gwinnett County, where this teacher worked.
Well, good evening, Faith. School district officials tell us they just learned of Davis's arrest, but prior to that, she had not been on campus for nearly 2 weeks. And in a letter to parents, the principal says she's also not allowed on school grounds during this investigation. This is the moment 32-year-old Kiana Davis was arrested Friday by Warner Robins police for the death of 2-year-old Carter Ambrose, who died back in November of 2020 in Houston County. A grand jury indictment charges Davis and 32-year-old Keon Benton with murder. Investigators accusing them of beating the victim with an unknown object, which caused cruel physical pain and a laceration to the child's liver. Is that alarming to you at all?
Absolutely. It's extremely alarming. It's getting a little out of hand with what we have going on in this world.
Police haven't said how the suspects are connected to the victim, but 11 Alive has learned Davis has been around other children for years as a teacher in 2 different Gwinnett County schools, starting in January of 2021 at Peachtree Ridge High School and most recently at Seckinger High School. While Benton has been charged, he hasn't been arrested. We tried to reach him by phone. This is Latasha Gibbons with 11 Alive News. We're calling to... Davis and Benton both have a host of charges, including malice murder, felony murder, and first-degree cruelty to children. Davis has additional charges for aggravated assault and second-degree charges for murder and cruelty to children. There are a lot of remaining questions, like when Benton and Davis actually became suspects in this 2-year-old murder case and how the little girl was discovered deceased. Now, Davis does have a plea hearing and a bond hearing on Thursday. We'll let you know those results. Back to you.
All right, Latasha, thank you so much.
Now to a developing story. A Gwinnett County teacher is accused of beating a toddler to death. And she continued to work in a classroom with other children during the investigation, which lasted 3 years. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez live now in Gwinnett County. Taisha, you asked investigators a question many people at home might be thinking now: why it took so long to charge the teacher with murder.
George, this child was killed 3 years ago down in Houston County, which is near Macon. And today I spoke to the DA down there in Houston, and he said part of the reason why this took so long is because they've been waiting for the autopsy from the GBI. This photo shows a Warner Robins police officer arresting a Gwinnett County teacher, Kiana Davis, on murder charges. She's wearing a sweatshirt that says Second Year High School, and we confirmed she is a teacher at the Buford School, but she won't be in the classroom for a while. According to this warrant, Kiana Davis and a male suspect are accused of beating a 2-year-old boy to death. It happened back in November of 2020. Police say they beat the child with an object so badly they lacerated his liver. 3 years later, a grand jury indicted Davis on 3 charges: malice murder, felony murder, and cruelty to children in the first degree. We knocked on her apartment door in Norcross, hoping to speak with relatives. We know that Davis is being held in jail until her bond hearing. A spokesperson with the Gwinnett County School District said they hired Davis back in 2021. She taught at Peachtree Ridge High School for 1 year. Then she transferred to Second Year High School, where she worked until police arrested her on murder charges. Today, I reached out to the Gwinnett County School District to ask them if they ran a criminal background check on this teacher, and if they did this investigation come up? I'm still waiting to hear back, and we will continue to work to find out.
In my opinion, and I'm going to give my closing thoughts, I don't understand how this much time can pass before they bring charges. What were they waiting on? What were they doing? Are they that backed up? The fact that she could have continued to either produce children, be around children, cause more victims. How is this missed? And how is this let go for this long? And what is it that, what caused that big gap in time? Like, it's just really beyond me. I would like to know what the nature of her and this guy was. Were they boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, friends, or what? Where did this baby boy come from? Haven't heard anything from the family yet, but I'm hoping that we'll probably get some answers. But again, we could put the pressure out there to really figure out what's going on with this story and potentially even get some answers. So if you got some family and friends that know anything about this situation, feel free to contact me if you want to speak on it. If you know more, see something, say something, speak on it, let me know. If it's something criminal related, then by all means, reach out to the prosecutors and the police and deliver your information to them. Outside of that, I'm just really curious as to know what was going on. But that's a beautiful baby, though. Let me go back. That's the one and only picture I found from GoFundMe, Young Prince, R.I.P. But there's nothing these babies can do to ever deserve an outcome like this, to be beat to death. It's inexcusable. It's unacceptable. And I think that anybody who participated in this needs life in prison, and just lock them away, throw away the key. Flat like that. Thank you guys so much for listening to this story. And let's get justice for that baby, from my heart to yours. I love you all. Thank y'all for listening to the story. And we'll see you guys on the next live stream, because we got a lot more to talk about. Thank you.